Hi everyone, it's a beautiful Monday afternoon out here on the Campion trail. I'm just taking a walk, of course, thinking about all those people who are, it's 3 minutes to 5. A lot of people will not dare to leave the office until 5 p.m. or beyond, so they're all sitting in there. I was at home today, but for a Monday morning, was not the most pleasant start. 7 a.m. meeting, followed by an 8 a.m. meeting, followed by a 9 a.m. meeting, and then after that it was time to actually do some work, catch up a bit, and it's not been too bad. And one of the things that's been on my mind today and the last few days is how life itself can be crushing. It can appear to be an overwhelming defeat. We lose loved ones, we lose our parents, family members, we lose girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands, wives, children, friends. Politics don't always go the way we want them to, and can cause us a lot of terror and fear. Sporting events provide no relief, they go even worse than the rest of life. And I suppose ultimately it's one of the reasons that I think we need to try to, firstly, try to remain calm and try to look for the positives and look for hope. And we also need to try to give ourselves something to look forward to if we can, and try to live as much as you can. Take some little trips, take some little walks, get out into nature, go to your local bar, whatever, meet some people. But we seem to spend our entire existence either suffering through some form of life event, whether it be our family or friends or politics, and the rest of the time we're at work. And yes, work brings meaning to life if it's something that you're enjoying or that you feel you're bringing value or you're able to contribute. But at the same time, it shouldn't be everything in your life. You miss out on so much just giving so much to people who are making heavy demands and taking things so seriously. And I think there is always something to be hopeful about, something to be positive about, and try to keep things simple. People just overcomplicate their lives so much. Often that's from wanting too much, or from trying to follow some Hollywood dream. And by that Hollywood dream, I mean the romantic novel, the romantic film, where we are led to believe that there's this possibility of love, the possibility of a romantic soulmate that will complete everything. And so we spend our time chasing a house and a car and a marriage and children and the job of our dreams. And we think that everything's all just going to fall into place and work out perfectly, and we're going to be perfectly happy once we get all those things, rather than just trying to keep life simple, staying out of trouble, staying out of complex relationships, and adding more and more and more things to our lives that just make life in general complicated. And so many people throw themselves into debt and difficult situations. Simplicity and nature is what you need. And I suppose in the end, you know, I'm a older guy. I've traveled around the world a lot. I've lived in different places, and I've been guilty many times of thinking if I just moved to some place I'd be happy, if I just could change this or change my apartment or get a different house or different something. And in the end, if we just actually sit down in our day-to-day lives, unless we're in some really miserable state of oppression or abuse, you know, where we're really being victimized and treated badly, then of course we need to try and get away from that. But otherwise, if you're some fortunate guy like me who lives a relatively comfortable life, even though, of course, in recent times I've suffered the loss of family and friends through death. That's part of life. That's something that happens to all of us. Do I need to run away and fly off to a different place and live somewhere else? No, I think I can find a level of happiness wherever I am and contentedness with current life.